a couple of years ago, I noticed every once in a while it would backfire when I cut it off, and then it started doing that more frequently and really loudly. And then more recently, every now and again, I'll be just cruising down the road, and it just sort of does one of those not quite so dramatic, or maybe it's because I'm on the freeway, but not quite so dramatic backfires. And it feels like it's running rich, like a little, that sluggish way.
When you're in the proper gear going up a hill, how is the performance?
Bad.
Normal?
It doesn't feel particularly bad.
Yeah, because if it's the valve train, when you the big clue is when you're in the proper gear going up a moderate hill, you don't have the oomph that you did before because the valves aren't properly seated.
So if that happened gradually, it's
that would happen all the time.
Because yeah, I'm just saying, oomph is not what this car does. Like, it's okay, but
the oomph normal for the car. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. If that happened gradually, I'm not sure that I've noticed because it's never been a barn burner.
Yeah.
I mean, it runs okay, but.
So how about pull the plugs, check the plugs. It is city on the tailpipe, right? So I think it is burning rich, like you suggest.
It's quite.
I got my compression tester. We can just see what the compression's like if you want.
That would test both of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
you got a time or a digital timing thing?
Not a digital one, but somebody went to go get one.
yeah, I got a light.
John bought one. I have one.
Yeah, just to see what the distributor's doing once the thing warms up because of the.
But definitely ignition first, and then.
Yeah.
I want to get the ignition set first.
So look at plugs first. That's easy, right?
Oh, here we go. We got our light fancy one, brand new one.
Oh yeah.
All right, wow.
Here.
So Scott, you know what last time the plugs were changed?
A year or two ago, but in terms of mileage,
Yeah,
probably
okay.
2,000.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'd say pull.
wouldn't hurt to look at them to see if they're black. Is it black they get when it's running too rich?
Yeah. Well, your pipe is very black, city. I gotta go all the way around, but I see the marks. But
We all
it wasn't,
do community events here in the alley, and it's sort of an unspoken code of like, yeah, you can block me, but don't take my spot.
I don't know. No, hang on. Let me see where I'm at. That one's tight. Yeah, right.
close.
Should be. So.
How is that?
Now, do you have to be on compression?
Yeah, we're just verifying it by where the rotor is. So let me get a piece of chalk and I'll look.
Because the powertrain system is 25 years old. There's 2 marks on it.
Just two?
Yeah.
So what year is this?
74, but the drivetrain's from a 69.
Okay, so it's early. So I just wanted to know where's the mark gonna be, right? The later engine was 4 degrees after. We'll start at.
69 is supposed to be higher compression, but I don't know what it means in terms of the marks.
So I'm gonna mark at 12. Anybody?
I have one of those old manuals that they tell you.
I mean, I got some. That's why I was asking the year. So I'm gonna mark at 12. And if you want, we do the static, and I'll mark top. All right.
Backwards and
Come back.
Someday we could do a very brief one of these on fabricating a bracket for GM
I
alternator.
had to hook that guy first on that side because
I have a couple of, second rotor shouldn't be too old, but
There you go.
it's just
Okay, we're good.
Static. And then idle says it's 4, but I'm questioning.
What's the difference?
Okay, let's try to 12.
You have it on 12 there?
It's on 12, and then what do we need? A 7/16, so what is the?
So what are we doing here? So, so first he set the time at 12 degrees before top dead center for TDC. Made sure it was on number 1 cylinder. And then you loosen the distributor up so you can rotate it.
Twist it, yeah.
And then you'll turn the ignition on.
Drivetrain alone is
And
around 12 to 14,000.
you'll rotate the distributor until it fires on number
Then you're
one.
dealing with everything.
And you'll get a spark.
$8,000 bill.
And then you lock it down. That'll give you a base setting. After you get it running,
Yeah.
you get a good idle on it, then you
The electronics was about 8K.
you get the timing light,
Batteries were like
right
12K,
here.
and like it's 20K.
and you point it at the timing mark,
Yeah.
You know?
and you'll rotate the distributor until it's at
We run forever.
4 degrees.
On idle, it's 4 degrees after.
4 degrees
On
after
this
top dead center. And that should alleviate the pre-ignition or run off a little bit. And the rest will be up to the carburetor.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No way.
They were tasty. It had cream filling.
I was waiting for that one.
Well, there's not any other bugs.
The bolt, okay, we need a new bolt, yeah. So we finally got past the strip part, so we pull the bolt out and then put a new bolt in. And then we'll have to.
It's pinched so hard that it's binding on the ball, or what?
It's right here. They just appropriated.
We got the bolt out, checked it out, cleaned it up, it wasn't stripped, so we're putting them back together.
Parts of DC.
Does your oil pressure on the light when you hit the ignition?
Yeah, it's no, that's the temperature. I'm sorry.
'Cause
Yes, the oil pressure light.
I
does
thought
come
this was oil pressure down here, and there's no wire connected to it.
That is oil pressure. That is your oil pressure sensor.
I mean, I remember it coming on.
Well, you can't start now.
No, I'm not gonna start it. I promise.
I had to come in this morning anyways, because my wife was working, but she, a mile and a half down the road.
Oh no!
Yeah, I don't like
Yeah,
her taking
the oil pressure light's not coming on. You know what? I got it mixed up in my head with the ignition light.
Yeah, okay. It has what they call an anti-run-on valve and a carbon canister up in the front, right? So the anti-run-on keeps it from running on because of the smog stuff that was built into the engine. Critical for that to work was the oil pressure switch, because the anti-run-on valve would only work when you turn off the engine. It's sending a signal to the valve
To open
and
or close, or
because
whatever.
there's still
it needs
oil
to do.
pressure
Yeah.
until the oil pressure drops, and then it drops off. It's only a momentary thing, just to stop the engine at the end. But we're not, we don't have any of that.
No, we really don't.
Don't turn it, don't crank it, just turn it on, right?
Mine has nothing. A little wing on each side of the
Because
radio.
it's only the starter mode. That's everything else. No, I mean, I guess I
I'm either
should
gonna do a
turn
shroud
on
or
just
new
in case
radiator,
I'm not
one or the
remembering that correctly, but.
I would do both.
There you go.
Do you have overheating issues?
Does that flash us out or not?
Yeah, I ordered paid for them and everything.
I've lost a synchro in third gear. So downshift from fourth to third, I got a double clutch.
Well,
Hopefully that might be too.
But I'm getting good at double clutches, so I'm making it keep on driving it.
seems like it'll go pretty easy.
Okay, well that, I mean, that's all the movement you have.
Second gear synchro is acting up as well. Somebody suggested I put some heavier transmission fluid in it, so.
Yep, hang on, I had it.
It's better, but it's still not as it should be. I really want to say that.
There.
I'm getting fading
There.
as much as I can. Is that something you're gonna?
So John, what's that telling you right now?
I'll take it.
We're just setting the static timing to 12 before. I just want to make sure you're not moving again.
I can read the book.
I don't know. We're at this point, do you want to just pull the plug?
I mean, baseball.
I mean, clean them, right? I think they're all marked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. There's 1, 2. Just mark the 4, 5.
Oh, I see.
See, I don't know if
But we
he's.
took a picture.
I mean, we could have double check that too.
I painted the wall and hung the
1,
picture.
5,
He put a picture for
6,
Just don't put it
They're
on
the
it.
only guys getting their hands
You
dirty.
gotta save something. You can't just.
Right?
You can't just paint that over. It's like, well, that
Keeping
would
them
be
warm.
1.5,
Too many cooks sometimes.
I know, yeah,
Three,
you're right. I'd be happy to
6,
get my hands dirty, but
2,
the
4.
chief engineer's got it under control.
153,624.
Yes, we got it. So we're
And I
gonna
have a spark plug wrench, and you know, just tell
Okay,
me what else
that's
you need.
next.
Next, okay.
spark plug wrench. We're gonna pull the plugs out, check, make sure the gap's good and they're clean.
Everybody has some control, but they're limited on, you know, it's not the full.
Well, keep them in order for now, just to see if we have one bad.
Searchlight, navigation, they got some running lights
This one's
going
got
on.
oil coming out. Sniff it. See if
The
it
main
smells
engine's
good.
dead.
Gas.
And he's moving.
Nothing.
8 knots. I
Just
think it was,
oil.
right? So,
Mostly oil. I mean, I don't have the most sensitive nose, but
Probably
yeah.
better be
to make
gas.
the rudder.
Probably better to have gas than oil.
And they're throwing everything.
So what are you looking for? Just a color.
Got the engine kind of
If
back.
it's light gray, it's
And
good.
they're throwing the air onto the main engine.
If it's covered with-
Start again because
These are
With oil,
all
you're
the auxiliary power
old plugs in terms of miles, I'm afraid to say.
is gonna get the engine back on. But they need to get
would you
These
say
are
Pretty good or pretty bad?
this one's got a lot of buildup
Use
around
your
carbon
wheel,
around
clean
here.
them all.
Yeah.
And then we'll re-gap them and then we'll put them back.
He's got to clean these up.
Brand new spark plugs here.
those champions.
Yes. Which is what they recommend, right? It's right.
No, I helped the guy with the VW dog at the meeting.
Hell, it's 25. It is 25.
Make sure you have that torque.
What?
What could go wrong?
Okay.
All right, we're going backwards. We're gonna do a compression test. Let's do it.
Time is set, plugs clean, do compression test.
That's when you gotta kind of gotta get lucky and find a treasure somewhere in somebody's backyard in West Virginia.
Okay.
Oh, right. Actually, it should be in there, I think.
That's all right. I don't know my little flashlight either.
I've got one.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, it was pretty quick.
When's the last time this was calibrated?
It was actually a pretty nice size. But when I took the bolt, I think they were original. And one of them was a strip.
Okay, clear,
Got some 30 centimeters. It's not a high
Ready?
port.
clear,
Okay,
yep.
here goes.
Keep going.
That's
As high as it was gonna go.
Yeah, that's just on 178, I guess.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
What is it, number one?
That's good. That's way up there.
That's way up there.
You put it on your
Take it
vacuum,
off the gauge, it's easier to spin.
Okay,
Okay, ready?
where your vacuum hose goes above the servo.
Fire in the hole.
Start the car up, and you keep moving the distributor until you get maximum.
Wow, is it possible that my gauge is that far
Back
off?
off.
What's it reading?
120 around to 18, 21.
Yeah,
Then back off a little bit.
That's still not bad.
same thing.
What about the same?
Yep, 110, 115, whatever they are.
No.
Can we go back and do the first two with this thing?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, so 160 for number 5?
No, 130. That's the third gauge. Otherwise, I wear my glasses. This is fine.
Number 6.
Yeah, seriously, do you mind doing like 1 and 2 again? Because that's
145.
Okay, number 1.
Clear.
So, no, so, you're as we're turning it, the oil's
coming
So,
up and
so
getting.
this is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good because they're all being about the same.
All right, so that was number one, right?
Yep, yep.
Number one is now 150.
Yep.
All right, and number two. Number two is also 150.
Yeah, so we're consistent. Right? That's 10% all the way across, right?
Well, so I've got number three down as 120, but do we even need
number
the-
three? Well, yeah, that'd make a big difference in.
Yeah. Whole lot easier.
Okay.
125.
That was a little bit lower.
The rings a little.
Oh, bummer. All right.
But
Go up a
Still
little.
not a bad reading though.
I guess.
so that's that.
You're good with the compression there?
Scott, just
I got it.
those with the 3 and 4, they're low.
A little bit low, yeah. Not
So
even.
that could be from valves to rings.
When's the last time the valve guides were looked at
Oh,
on
you give them a good.
The valve guides?
the guides? Or
It
any
would have
valve
been back when I put the head on, which was,
25 years ago.
decades ago, 20 years ago,
But it's not.
Yeah, I had a
it's
weird
not
thing.
smoked.
It overheated and the head cracked, and so I had to get a completely new head. But it didn't. I didn't have any other problem. Like I checked it for flat, and it didn't seem to warp the block or anything. I think the new head went on fine.
No, one of the issues when you have ruined valve guides, and the fact you got one cylinder that's about maybe 10 or 15% lower, is the backfiring issues you're having, because you get fuel going between the valve stem and the valve guide.
So it's up in the.
It's a head
under the
issue.
cover. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, does that mean that I should pull off, probably not today, but pull off my valve cover and just check the top? Like, how do I check the seats?
So would
I don't know how to
vacuum
check the
gauge help you
clearances.
on that diagnosis? Right, put a vacuum gauge on it when she's running, then you can kind of observe, and sometimes you can tell the valves are behaving by the vacuum gauge.
There's a one-page chart. I guess I can email it out. There's a chart in terms of when you put a vacuum gauge on the manifold, not on the carburetor, but on the manifold itself.
Yeah.
There's an indicator in terms of it's an intake valve problem, it's an exhaust valve problem, that kind of thing.
Some people, yeah, some people.
In
do
the
it, but-
TR3 mechanics handbook, the big thick one,
Yeah.
has that in it.
Well, I've got that, so I mean, I can.
But we'll get this thing fired up first.
Just a nice vacuum gauge on the intake manifold.
We'll have to see if it'll start.
Yeah.
It started this morning.
Well, you got a bunch of guys working on it now. Oh, no, this is bad. Glad you pointed that.
Making these
This is bad.
pieces.
This is not
It
good.
was a job.
Scott, okay, two things. One you want to make a note of is that, right, there's no wires connected to your oil pressure switch,
Okay.
right? So you
And
don't
where
have-
would those wires, like,
Oh,
are
don't-
they
don't-
not hanging? Don't go there.
Yeah. So the other thing too is this flexible coupling for your steering. There is a giant, humongous crack right here. Like giant.
Oh, wow.
You know? So I would
Replace that soon.
don't go anywhere with that thing. And I don't know why there's a bunch of wire
Yeah.
holding this together.
It looks
We
like
just-
lamp cord.
This and then this here looks like somebody tried to mess with this. I turn the steering wheel off, but it looks like the
which
head is
wire?
messed up.
Yeah.
Looks like they could.
Because your
You
ground,
can't see it over here.
your
Yeah.
ground goes through
The one
there.
that looks like lamp cord. You have to have, I think for the horn,
Yeah,
you have to have the,
Electrical
but the horn doesn't
connection.
even work.
but you should also have wire going through the,
That's safety wire.
yeah,
See it?
safety wire.
See the crack?
To keep those bolts from backing
Yeah.
in. But
Oh, is that one?
And you just see the
I'm just
oil
gonna
pressure
replace
switch.
this whole
There's
knuckle.
two different ones. There's a ground for your horn that
Ooh.
goes through.
No,
which also
no
has
wire
safety wire. I
here
don't
for
think
the oil
it's-
pressure switch.
Maybe they're the same.
Nasty.
But the connection on is your knuckle on your.
Take two.
1974 should have a 3-terminal oil pressure switch, and two of the terminals power the anti-run-on valve. But because this has got the earlier powertrain, the CC series, It only needs a single.
So how do I, since I don't have any at all, right? Like, how do I, where does that attach to go to the bulb, and how do I fix that?
Well, you've got a single terminal switch there.
I think he needs a new, because the terminals look like they're broken off, that's probably why.
Just the sensor, you mean?
Yeah, thanks.
Just replace the sensor and run the wire to where?
Well, there's some wires here, right? These probably came from the original, right here.
One of the 3 wires should go to
So
the
you-
oil pressure warning.
You see
To
this,
the light, yeah.
Scott?
Yeah,
So this was
probably
tucked underneath here, so I'm sure, because it looks like it reaches,
yeah.
it's probably going to that, but you're gonna have to check the
See which one it is.
which one is which,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
There's 3.
I can probably look that up in my electrical
Once
book.
somebody typed this one up. The other
I
interesting.
wonder if it would work if I stuck it.
Well,
It
so
might, 'cause
but you,
somebody popped it off to do
but
something
I
else.
think they're like he was saying, there's supposed to be 3 terminals, but they're broken off, so that's probably why they disconnected. They don't work anymore because the terminals broke off.
All right, so you ready for me to
I
fire
think
it
we're
up?
gonna fire this up. Let's see what happens here. What?
Everything all the wires out there?
Oh yeah. Good eyes. Yep. Let's get it started here. Yeah. Take a look. Make sure. Did you want to put the timing light on right now, or we can just do it later? It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a blazing racket when this thing.
here we go. It's gonna feel like it.
Lift off.
Oh, that's my 3rd cylinder rattling like that. That valve tray noise, you think it's my 3rd cylinder that has low compression? Taking on that rattling? Does that sound like how the choke is supposed to? Sounds good to me. Okay. Did what?
Don't kill me.
So it won't, I have to keep it up this high to actually drive it. It will idle like this, but it won't drive. So no power. No, I mean, it'll push. Right, it won't drive.
Oh, your choke doesn't go in any farther?
The choke? Yeah. Oh, it's really going. No, that's. Yeah. I don't like that. Well, once it warms up, it usually drops down to about 1,000. I'm not sure. I don't know why it's revving so high now.
I mean, your choke's not hitting. You gotta get it.
Yeah, it sounds good driving down the road since I don't have to see the blue smoke behind me. So I'm looking forward. Yeah, we'll fix it on here. Let's start from here.
Can you get it down about 850 at least?
It's kind of stuck at 11 right now. Then I come up the floor on
That's the trick in there. Right underneath.
You turn them counterclockwise. You want work?
Yeah.
It's not lower than that. It's dead on the, and it won't turn the left sections and off the after all. Yep. Wait. Go back a little bit. Right there. I think right there. So, just so you can watch. So, look at the light on. You see the mark?
Yep.
Okay, somebody flip the throttle. Can you flip the throttle? You can see the juice.
Oh yeah. Pretty cool.
That sounds right, doesn't it?
You're sticking here a little bit. You gotta push it. hear that?
Can I lubricate it or straight like that?
It's like a manual.
So how do you think?
You could try just lubing it a little bit.
It often does take a while, but
It's like the return spring's not strong enough to bring it back. Okay, because you got it all the way out, right?
It's all the way in now.
So he's gonna
See, it's not contacting at all. But I don't know. I
Well,
don't
that's,
know.
what?
yeah, I knew my choke was wonky.
I thought to set this, you're supposed to put like a 9/16 drill bit in between this and the bell, and then adjust the cable.
That's for the linkage.
What are you trying to do? Oh, you're just trying to do this.
Throttle linkage.
He's trying
Oh, okay. Oh, this.
This should just be all the way down when you disconnect this. This should be all the way in your down position.
He's sitting on that can, right?
Yeah.
Now it-
But the linkage for the choke cable is faulty still, and that's strained on the ignition return or the gas. Doesn't swung me going to idle now. That's why my idle's kind of all over the place.
Let's start off for a second.
See the backfires. Yeah. Oh, that was lovely. Oh, nice. No dieseling, no backfire.
One problem, so.
Got kids bouncing back, boomeranging. Movie back in?
Yeah. Can't get through.
And I don't, well, you know, the thing is, I'm fond of them. I can't complain too much because they're fun to have around and they cook and they do all kinds of great stuff.
That's what my brother said, and I said, but he's 32.
So mine are early 20s.
Didn't
so
move
it's
at all.
Yeah, you haven't reached the 32.
Trying to think what he might have to.
And one of them.
How about
makes the car and come up
a?
and work on it with
He
me.
said he had lots of nuts and bolts. I'm just trying to think if he had a.
Just
Bolt,
go
a
in
couple
that
of big
door
washers,
and
you
you'll
could
see a door so
squeeze
close to your left that the two
plate
doors
together,
hit.
just
That's
temporarily
it.
to get
It's
it
red on the
right.
inside.
Your door lock is the same. It's not my 1940s house. It's a manual.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of quirks in this place, and
What's
it's
your?
like these
you
old
just
cars
wanna have
where
no
you know
tension or
like
just
5 previous owners have done
It's
all this
just
funky
tight-
stuff. You just got to go back and like
This should be all the way in its down
forensically figure out
position when you
Figure out what
tighten
they've
this
done.
up.
Just
Should all be in its down position, so when you pull on a choke, it's pulling it up.
Gotcha.
When you pull it back in, it should be all the way down now.
So your adjustment is
This one's
not running all the way
And
down.
for
just
almost all
one.
of my career, I worked
Gotcha.
either on the hill or down.
So I don't know if you noticed this too.
So my
The
career's been
he's got the bypass
Yeah,
valves.
often.
They're not connected to any of that.
Now,
Right,
for the first time
okay.
last year, I've been down in Springfield.
I don't know how all that. I mean,
I don't know how you
that's
guys
for
Virginia.
rapid deceleration, but I never
has to get
know
across the 14th
how it
Street
impacts
region
stuff
anyway on a
overall,
daily
right?
basis. Like,
Yeah,
I
I have
do
mine
that for more than
blocked off.
I do.
Now, does this look like it was running super rich? Or was that oil we're burning up?
It's just oil. It's the right color. I don't smell gas either.
No,
You don't smell
no.
So you guys don't think it's running rich? You think it just gets terrible gas mileage? Because it does really chow gas.
So I think that on the discharge of that pump, right? That you saw. You know.
where it drips?
Yeah.
You think that's far?
No, just right. So I mean, I don't know.
I know it's not good.
Things change, vibration, and it might leak more than it is right now at idle.
Where's it leaking?
At the discharge of the fuel pump, the pipe seems to be dripping a little bit.
Scott, you need a new one of these little clips here. We trying to take it off this
One of the ears.
one of the ears broke off.
From the radiation thing,
So for the whole tight, you want
Looks
to.
like this one's already been replaced.
Yeah.
See that color?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a 1/2 inch?
Yeah, hang on one sec.
So what are you about to do, Doug?
He's gonna check to see if they're balanced, the carburetors.
That's what
to
the old
see if
cars
they're
did.
pulling, sucking the same amount of air.
Right?
That's like how far off that was?
And then speaking there, you like bypass.
It doesn't sound bad, though. It sounds better than she used to.
I need to see how that works.
This is the part I could never get, no matter what I tried to do on my car. Oh, that made a big difference. I thought we were gonna get to the carburetor and actually pull the hook, right? Did that since I thought we decided it was leaking. So we're trying to plug up the.
No, we're trying to do a vacuum leak. It does change the timing, but we think we're averting the vacuum leak.
So should we leave it plugged?
I don't know, but I mean, so you have a vacuum leak all the time. Yeah, I don't know. So this is where it just is changing the timing, right? So we had it. Sorry, I gotta think that we had it plugged and we checked the timing just now, right? So what happened? Did it slow down when you hooked it back up, or?
No, it revved up.
It revved up.
No. And when we unplugged it, it revved up. And then when you stuck it on, it went back down.
It should have been a retard. We think retard would slow it down, right? So, you keep it on? It's constant. Well, at idle, it'll be more drastic than when it's cruising, right?
It's always idled up and down anyway. Kind of used to it.
I'm just trying to think, so as far as, that the leak taking the biggest impact on the engine is that everything, if the engine runs at idle, everything's set really nice. I mean, bring it back down? Yeah.
That's at 1,000 or 950.
You give a couple of revs maybe and see what's going on.
Say again?
Rev it up and cut it down.
Rev it up.
I think we ought to slow it down a little bit. We're going to leave it hooked up on the recharge and we're just going to put the light back on.
Okay, you want to do that now?
Yeah. So it made it, it's important because it's nice and really between top and bottom as well. So it's recorded it.
Let me do it real quick. 4 RPM now, Alan. What's it now? 1,000. So you're up 100 more RPM also. So that's pretty good. I don't suppose you have one right?
All he did was
What are you doing? You're moving that flapper, but you're not adjusting anything.
You're just raising the piston up.
Oh, right.
So it's the jet.
Okay.
The jet's at the bottom.
What is that? Okay.
It's running rich or lean.
So that's what you're trying to determine.
Yeah. If it stalls out, it's probably too lean.
You want to take a ride?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I should, and maybe one of you guys should too, to see if it. Because I know I can compare it to what it drove like before, but one of you guys can compare it to what it should drive like.
Is that right?
Sandwiches will be here in a couple minutes.
Okay.
All right, gents.
That's all right. It sounds good. It really does. I'll be interested to hear what you say about the power.
So the carb feels better in terms of just like being able to drive smoothly and
It's smoother.
yeah, like you know the
Not hesitating.
and not feel, I don't know how to articulate it, but that feeling that you want to, you don't want your shifts to make you jerk, or and your stops and starts. That feels like a different car.
Yeah.
I think, where can I go where we can actually?
I don't know the neighborhood.
That feels a lot better. Holy cow, does that feel better?
There you go.
Yeah, okay, so see how you felt that a little bit there when I just engaged the clutch? Normally, if I'm not really focused on that, it's much more abrupt. Okay, so yeah, more power. Significantly more power there. But this feels like, and so I let off on the gas and it doesn't go, it's not like I just slammed on the brakes, it's much more gentle. The report is going to be, it made me feel like I'm a better driver.
No backfire.
Did you guys hear that?
Yeah.
That was awesome. Well, it was a great day, and the two major agenda items that I had, which was to get my timing set straight and to get my carburetors where they need to be because they were pretty far out of adjustment. Both were complete successes, and I took the car for a road test, and it was like a different car, or it made me feel like a better driver, or all of the above, because it was smoother. It shifted. I was able to shift much more smoothly because I'm a little klutzy that way sometimes. It took the slowing down and speeding up again for the speed bumps. Just everything was just quantum improvement. And now I've also found a couple other things that I need to work on, which is both the high point and the low point of these sessions. But all in all, I have to say an unqualified success and a lot of fun having these guys over.